Hey everybody! Most people who watch my channel know me for being a very heavy-duty Line 6 Helix and HX Stomp and Pod Go user. Tons of my videos are around creating tones with that. But what a lot of people don't know is for many, many years I was a very hardcore tube amp user. When I did get my Helix, and I was actually a Kemper user for a few years before that, but when I went to my Helix, it got to the point where I was just like, you know what, I don't have any need for tube amps anymore. But I gotta say, there's nothing like a great tube amp still, even for just the nostalgia purpose of what I was used to growing up with, and to just plug into and record with at times. And as much as I love my Helix, and it really does everything I need, I also really love a good tube amp. And for those who follow my channel regularly, you'll know that earlier this year, I received a Revv G20 head from the fine folks at Revv Amplification, and I'm really impressed with this head. And the really neat thing about it is it's like a hybrid guitar head. It's a full-blown 20-watt tube head if you want it to be, but you also have a built-in reactive load, and it integrates with the 2Notes Torpedo remote software, so you can use this on stage direct with no speaker cab hooked up to it or in the studio and get some amazing tones. And I have used it a fair amount in that manner, but I really wanted to get a proper cabinet for it, just so I had one nice little compact package. So I revisited my good friends over at Revv, and I finally received what I feel is just the perfect pairing for this beautiful little G20 lunchbox style head. And that is a 112 Revv cabinet. Now, you might say, well, what makes the Revv cabinet so special? Well, first of all, you'll probably see it over here, and I have another camera on it. It's one of the most attractive cabinets I've come across for a couple of reasons too. The Revv folks have done a really amazing job with the styling of it. And you'll notice that the front plate lights up when hooked up with a Revv head with the cabinet lighting cord. Really, really interesting stuff. But let's do this. Let's go over to the Revv website for just a second. And they talk a little bit about what goes into these Revv cabs. So they're constructed of 18mm Baltic birch, loaded with the warehouse speakers, Explorer 65 and ET90 speakers. My particular cabinet here comes with the ET90 speaker. Fixed speaker baffle for rigidity and sound quality. Input jack plate is not recessed, so it's easier to find in the dark. This is what I was talking about, the LED illuminated logo when used with Revv amps, and you can see that on the video. Really interesting stuff. Input panels are steel and provide an input and through jack. It's an 8-ohm cabinet. The 112 cab that I'm using is 22 inches by 17 inches by 11.5 inches. It's really quite portable, beautiful handle on top, easy to move around. I didn't actually weigh it, and I didn't see the weight of it on there, but again, the 112 is so nice. I don't want to break my back lifting huge cabinets, and boy does it sound good. The warehouse speaker in this sounds amazing. So I want to give you a few little sound samples from some cleans to some overdriven tones with this. Now, you might say, well, how am I recording this? This isn't going direct. I want to go back to old school and get a good solid microphone out. And the microphone I'm using here is the Sterling Audio ST170 ribbon mic. This has become one of my favorite microphones as of late. I've owned a number of ribbon mics all the way up to something like a Royer R121, which I used for years. Recorded many albums with that. Very expensive microphone. It's a great microphone. But I gotta tell you, this Sterling Audio ST170 is a very, very competitive mic for very little money, and I think you're going to hear it here. All of the sounds you're going to hear that I record today with some different guitars are going to be the Revv G20 head going into the Revv 112 cabinet, just the guitar, cable in. The Sterling ribbon mic is about maybe 10 to 12 inches back. I didn't actually measure it. I moved it around until I got the sound right, slightly off axis to the center of the cone, and that is simply going into my IK Multimedia Axe-IO first channel mic pre. There is no other processing going on. I did not add anything after the fact. There's no compression, no EQ, nothing. So what you're hearing is just placing the mic in a good spot to get a nice balanced tone that would probably work really nice in a mix right out of the box. So let's hear how this sounds. right, so what'd you guys think? That was a couple little noodles going on through some different guitars and a couple different settings on the clean channel and the overdrive channel of the Revv G20. There's a lot more sounds trapped in this amazing little box. There's different aggression settings, the channel settings, different gain levels. Very tweakable, and when you do record it direct, man, oh man, it's amazing. The Torpedo remote software gives a lot of options. You can add different IRs to that from the collection over at 2Notes. But I'm gonna do some more video with this using the microphone and even comparing this to the Line 6 Helix now. That's gonna be coming up soon with some of the Revv models in that, so that'll be a fun one to do too. But anybody who's in the market for guitar cab, whether you have a Revv head or not, these Revv cabs are really top notch. Beautiful speakers in them, really well constructed, some gorgeous aesthetics to the whole package. They're really attractive to look at. And if you do have a Revv head, the lighting panel on the front really sort of brings this up to a new level in my opinion. So I'm really happy with my new little compact setup with this nice tiny Revv G20 head and the Revv 112 cabinet. And I'm gonna have some fun playing through this. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Go give my friends over at Revv a look. They've got an amazing line of great products, and you'll probably be very satisfied with anything you get from them. They're making some amazing amps and cabinets and pedals as well. Their overdrive pedal line is incredible. I did a video on that a while back on the 3 of them, which are really mind-blowing pedals too. So give them a good look and maybe grab something from them. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please like the video, share it with anybody you think would want to see it, and subscribe to the channel and hit the little bell notification to get notified when I put new content out. I'll be back soon with some more content. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. Ciao for now.